And to the final part, the conclusion.
Batman. You should have drinking water before starting the stream.
So, I sit on my throne of digital prowess. Digital prowess? No, those aren't the right words. Zotan Nisasan Yurinmaru. I sit upon the frozen thrones. So, he won't let up. Where's the photo? It's just... and get to the audio. I'm gonna read what he wrote to me before I started the stream. He wrote a bunch of questions here. What? I'm only a content whore? A slut for your agenda? If you're in any way honest, you would still want to talk, right? Doesn't that prove my point? It really does. That one wasn't a question. It really does. No escaping that. Get a new psychiatrist, or get finished titrating. To be fair, a psychiatrist can't make, he wrote that in quotes, make you a good person, but sometimes they can make you a worse one. Good night, my sweet prince, X. In that period. And then he wrote, I do regret that psychiatrist comment, by the way, that was snarky. Like, when I don't react to it, he has to point out what he wrote down in order to make a dig. It's amazing to watch. I've only seen this, let me see. I've seen some videos of it. I saw him doing this to people in the community. I've seen people on Reddit doing this to one another. It's like, how are you like this? In the community he was in, I don't remember if he was one of them, but 2016 joining this community, looking back, I can't remember what year I joined. I joined it, I was like, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, all happiness. Hey, what are you doing? Okay, well, what's that? We're trying to, but no. There's people that not realize this. So, this is a warning. An attempt to say something and keep a record of it. Because that was my failure last time. See, I kept a record of it, but I kept a record of it by making another community where a screenshot of the stuff people would write, keep the full text, taking the stuff that I wrote, stuff that they wrote, in the photos, and then I would let them know, hey, the stuff that you wrote and I wrote, the conversation, I posted it on this community. The only people who knew about the community were other people like them and myself. Maybe some of my friends who may have looked at my communities. That's it. Just like this video. The only people who know about this video is me, maybe some of my friends, and him. And any other person who I've posted these videos on. My friends, they don't care about this. You know who cares about this? People who get upset about these videos. The worst part, they won't even watch the videos. They won't listen to themselves, or at least they say they won't. Actually won't. None of them have said that they will. All of them demand the video be taken down. None of them want to watch it, but they all demand the video get taken. It's not the first one. The the angry Muslim, that one, demanding I take the video down, still harassing me. I forgot about him. He messaged me and I was like, who is this? Oh my gosh, that's you. Because I tried not to put the people's names on here. But this guy, see, the Muslim guy, I didn't see any malice in the stuff that he was doing. I see no point in putting his name on there. Just letting him know, hey, this is your audio. You can watch it at any time. Um, there's no way for anyone to even know who you are because you just went in my account and I know his name. I have it in my head, but I'm still not gonna say it. And even if I said it, there's a bunch of other names with that name that don't have the same number. This guy though, this guy, no, no. This guy's abusive. This is Regina George right here. This is just all the stuff that he writes. It's so mm. Okay. Like look at this. It's a pity you are not being genuine and are really being a slave to your emotions and therefore a hypocrite, boyo. I don't believe you are trying to help anyone. It rather feels like you're trying to stroke your own ego and get back at someone who isn't me. If you are honest and have integrity in these vids that I haven't watched, then I'm cool with that. Not impressed with your underhandedness in the first, however. He also continues, I'm not your monster. Believe it or otherwise, I'm not gaslighting you. I am a flawed human, and I accept that. So then he said, going back to what he wrote, when he says, it's a pity you're not being genuine and are really being a slave to your emotion. Like, almost verbatim, the words are a little written around because I wouldn't have written it in this way, but those are words that I've written to someone else. That I told him that he was a slave to his emotions, that when he got upset, he was letting he wasn't reading what was saying because I got those lines, slave to your emotions, from Seneca. That's in his book. I was quoting him, but I just don't tell them that I'm quoting him because if I keep writing Seneca, Epictetus, they complain about this. I don't even understand it either. Why do they complain about quoting people? I just, anyways, um, so this is called echoing. Let me look that term up. Ah, that is so bad. Well, I can't find it. I'm known it as echoing. It might have a different name. I'll just define what I mean then. Um, taking it, it would be the tu quoque we, the closest thing to it. Let's look that one up. And then, really, really weird. Tu quoque, Latin for you too, is a common typological fallacy, meaning a flaw in reasoning that weakens an argument or a trick of thought used as a debate tactic. It occurs when someone's argument is accredited solely based on the allegation that their past actions or words are not consistent with their views. That would be the simple explanation. They also use whataboutism on Wikipedia to explain it in the 1600s. Yeah. There's another specific example here that I give, which better explains it. What is that you took an item without paying for it. What you did is wrong. And then the other person says, "So what? I remember you once did the same thing. You didn't think it was wrong, and neither is this." So because person A has done something similar in the past, person B is saying it's okay for them to do it. I saw something similar to this when I was driving. Um, so I'm driving on the road and stuck in traffic. The exit ramp is to my right, but there's traffic. However, on my right hand side, the emergency lane is right there, and it's wide enough for not just my car, but another car, my car and a half. So there's plenty of space for me to just go around traffic and just cut all that. But it's called an emergency lane for use in emergencies, not for use whenever you want to or whenever you tell yourself it's an emergency. It has to actually be an emergency. In other words, if you can't explain it to a cop, it's not an emergency. Simple as that. Officer, you don't understand. I had to take a shit. I was about to shit myself. That sounds like an emergency to me. Some cops might not see it as an emergency, though. That's the only problem. That's a subjective emergency. You don't understand, officer. There was a guy with a gun. That's an emergency. Your imminent life is in danger. That's an emergency. Not your britches, your pants being soiled. That's not an emergency. But what do pants do? What if you're the president? You don't want to soil your pants. Clearly, the convoy has to break apart the traffic. Oh, that's an emergency. But I'm complaining about something else. Make way for the king. Back to what I was saying. If you argue to yourself something, doesn't make it real. What makes it real is whether or not it is real, objectively. It has to be testable, verifiable, not just whatever you think in your head. Because the things that you think in your head, you gotta test them. If you can't test them, they're not real. They're just in your head. So, going back to this, the tu quoque. You make an accusation at someone. You tell them, you are. Here's a variation of tu quoque. You tell the person, you are angry. And then the other person says, I'm not fucking angry. You're the one who's pissed off. Something. The way to fix a tu quoque is to ask them, what do you mean? Can you explain what you're talking about? I'm angry? What makes you say I'm angry? Because I think you're only saying I'm angry because you're the one that's angry. Because I just said you were angry. You're echoing. That's what I mean by echoing, at least. So this right here, this just looks like echoing. Because I see the words slave to your emotions. That's something I wrote. And then, therefore, a hypocrite. The hypocrite part, that's something the other guy was writing. The one who like hates me. That's what he was writing. And then at the beginning part, this is his words. I don't know, like this is a problem. How can you tell if a person is real? Because I genuinely can't tell if this person is a real person or if this is just a culmination of all of the hate that they put in themselves, just spewing out. Like maybe they just need a hug or 20. Watch the beautiful video perfectly explaining this. Where's my video here? Yep. my videos? Where's my... Okay, 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 yes. Yes, no, 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 yes, yes. The hardest enemy in an RPG. That right there. That's how I see this as. And that's why I'm going to review my video, my audio. Because I clearly approach this the wrong way. I approach this with, like, the fascination of an ape in the distance as someone setting themselves on fire, jumping up and down, waving my hands, screaming, as if any of those things stop the person from setting themselves on fire. That's why I keep telling him, because the way I talk is clearly not getting through, especially through text. And the worst part is that it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with just English in general. It's the, what's it called? Um, oh man, I forgot the name of the movie. Idiocracy. Like, that movie, it had it all wrong. It's just, those people were smart in what they know. They were idiots in everything else. This guy is smart in what he knows. But, oh man, that audio. I gotta go through the audio. Oh, I'm speeding it up. I can't. I'm speeding it up. I'm still gonna know what he says. And the audio's there, so I need to actually play it with this. So any moment you can just go back to that audio, because I'll say timestamps. This is not okay. Putting myself through this. How dare you? How dare you put yourself through this? Hmm. On the other side, I was watching the Yao Ming. How good was Yao Ming actually? And I stopped watching after like I think 2 minutes in. I was like, yeah, like like the guy would score on Shaq, and you got one video on him scoring on Shaq. But then did you show the other times when at the end of the games, the score at the end of the games? Did you show that? Yeah. I'm not complaining. It's actually like I look up to Yao Ming. Oh, I mean, people complain about what's his name, LeBron James, just because he doesn't have. Like, I'm not. Wait a minute. I'm sidetracking here. We need to get back to the video conversation with Matt Blackmind. I wrote some stuff down here too. But he's just like I keep asking him to be honest. So in here in the chat, he keeps saying to be honest, and I'm like, wait, what am I being dishonest about? And he doesn't tell me what I'm being dishonest about, and then he says that I'm not your monster. Believe it or otherwise, I'm not gaslighting you. I am a flawed human, and I accept that. This is another thing. Someone who says something like something similar to this, like they give you the lie, and then they tell you that they're not lying to you. And then they tell you what you want to hear in the hopes that you you buy it. This is a sales tactic. It's so then he keeps saying, "Chill, man. I swear I'm not your monster. If you refuse to accept my word, then what recourse do we have transcontinentally?" And then either accept my word or continue your attacks without my permission. And then he writes, "Who is the monster?" He asks me who is the monster. So I wrote, "I don't accept your lies. I'm not a fool." No, I wrote, "What the fuck? You think I'm a fool? Why would I believe you? I have 2 hours of your own bullshit to review, which is this right here." And I let him know that he can join me right here. So while I review, because he's saying that I'm being dishonest, so it's like, so while I review it, you can join me. This is why I'm doing this, because I wrote I'll be doing a part 2 reviewing the video today. And then I wrote down, "The only one calling you a monster here is dot dot dot." And then I wrote under that, in parentheses, "Another BS gaslight from you, pretending I'm calling you a monster, then crying about it." And then he says, "As long as you don't behave like a disingenuous journalist, mate." That that assumes I'm behaving like a disingenuous journalist, but I'm inviting him here. See, it's gaslighting. It's either gaslighting or it's unintentional, and he's an idiot because he's not listening to me, and he's just repeating himself over and over again with his ears covered. So I tell him, repeatedly saying, and in quotes, "You're calling me a monster," end quote, when I haven't even once. That's gaslighting. Like, he's saying I'm calling him a monster. Well, I'm not. And I even told him I'm not calling him a monster. And then I also wrote, "Who's calling you a monster here? The only one calling you a monster here is..." He can answer that. He doesn't want to. Instead of answering, he says, "I hope that helps you in your quest. We both know you're lying, though." What am I lying about? He says I'm disingenuous. What am I disingenuous about? So then he says, "You know I'm referring to the monsters of your childhood." So now this tells me I'm thinking he's either dumb, as in ignorant, a person who has no theory of mind, no awareness of what, like, thinking outside of his. Oh, Sonder. You need theory of mind to achieve Sonder. I just. And then later on, he asks me if I ever Sonder. Do you Sonder? Do you ever Sonder? Like, do I Sonder? I Sonder. I feel. I just. Oh, man. So in response to that, I wrote, you know you're in quotes, and it's more gaslighting. It says, soon I will stop feeling compassion for you. This is, oh, we are past your underhandedness and original dishonesty. Do I need to hold a mirror? Hold a mirror? That's something that I literally said to him. And then he's saying pedant. And I say, you're echoing again. I already said that to you. Come join my party. I'm going to be reviewing the video. If you aren't there, I might misrepresent you. Help us out. And this is when he wrote, soon I will stop feeling compassion for you. But I know you neither care nor really know how to feel empathy anyway. So, what's the point? It's like I explained the point, and this is why I mean, like, either he's not thinking, he's fucking stupid, or he's doing this on purpose. I genuinely can't tell yet. This is the problem. People who are malicious, like as I've seen him be, he's smart enough to be malicious like this. So it's very confusing. Usually I can tell by how someone writes and stuff, and I'm like, okay, maybe maybe this person is not doesn't have all the marbles. They haven't gone through life enough. They haven't they don't know enough. But this guy, with everything he's told me, I'm like, no, no. You sound like the guy from what's his name? Shameless. It's like him. It's like he knows better. Like I never feel bad whenever I see something bad happening. It's just like you're doing this to yourself, man. Like why? What is wrong with you? It's like this. Just really bad talking. I just don't. Hmm. I need to go back to watching that video to have hope. Yeah, I gotta watch that video again. I gotta emulate that energy, cause mm, he's got it right there. Get that Bob Ross energy back. Oh my gosh. But the people like this just they kill my Bob Ross energy. It's just argumentative garbage. Being argumentative for no reason just because people are bored. Trying to harass people because they're bored. Oh, I was wrong on the internet. Now I need to be right. No, no, we're both right. Dude, chill. We were both right all along. It's like we're having a conversation. Why are you telling me to chill? Oh, because you're getting all uppity. What am I doing that you're talking about that I'm getting uppity? You just are. It's like that makes sense. You will do what you do, and from my experience, it will definitely involve misrepresenting me. Do you ever feel shame? Separate question. This is again long ago. Not long ago, a few days ago. I wrote the same thing. It's like I didn't ask him. I said, I don't think you feel shame for what you do. And not him. This is to the other guy. This is more echoing. I tell him, why keep trying it? This abusive rhetoric is not helping the situation at all. It's making it so much worse. Even here, look. I wrote, was that he wrote over here? Let's see if I can get it. Because I gotta get the full conversation. Making it so much worse. And by writing this, it's almost like I gave him an invitation to now make it worse for himself. So then he tells me, "Do you ever feel shame?" So I can only assume he's livid right now. Like his ego is now like crumbling. It's wilting. He needs to save it. So he has to accuse me of something. He says, "I repeatedly admire your ability, but you cherry pick." Do you ever feel? Yes, but only. That's actually again from Marcus Aurelius or Seneca. I guess it's the same thing where um, someone says something about to you and it's real, then you can fix it. You can just refer back to it. You can correct it. If someone says something to you, it's not real, then why would you feel shame for that? You can't feel shame for lies from a random person. So from there, he said, "See, online, we agree." He took, "I feel shame from real things, not from lies from a rando," and translated that to, "We agree that life is cheap online." We're saying two different things here. So I asked him, "I didn't write that. What did I actually write?" And then he writes the word rando. So then he says, "You crop stuff out of context," because I sent him a photo of what I wrote down. And he says that I crop stuff out of context. So then he echoes back to me, "What's the point?" That's he sees a script, he thinks it works, he echoes it back, testing things out. This is why I don't think he's an idiot. I think he's malicious. He's doing this on purpose. And but at the same time, an idiot would do this too. I really can't tell. So then I asked him, "Why lie like that? Crop? Crop what?" I, I, I took a screenshot of what I wrote. This is directly what we were talking about. And then he wrote, "Well, if the screen was larger, it would have better context, correct?" Again, this is him seeking. I gotta try and get a yes out of him. This is a salesman tactic. If I get a yes out of him, if we can agree on this, then I can say, "See, then we agreed all along." And it's like, no, that's not what we were talking about. I've already gone through this bullshit with him before. This is how I know that he would do that. So instead of going through that rabbit hole, again, you Grey Rock, cement your flag. Stand strong. He's saying that I cropped it. Fuck agreeing on the bullshit. If the screen was larger, it would have better context, correct? You already know that. If you already know that, don't answer it. It's a bullshit question. Grey Rock. Repeat. It's a chat log. He says, yeah, and? And then I take a photo of literally everything that I've read so far. Back to him. Tell him, what did I crop? And I forgot what bullshit he responded with. Genuinely. I just... Okay, so far, here's what we have. Previous history of harassment. Current person says he has changed and is learning. However, the behavior doesn't reflect it. Behavior takes a long time to externalize, especially once a person realizes what they're doing. This person could be echoing everything that they hear, rather than thinking for themselves, letting others think for them because it's safer. Better to be in a cocoon than how would you say it? Than to experience the world. It's easier to live inside the cave that you make for yourself than it is to go out and venture into the harsh reality of the world. To pull him, to yank him from his cave would only mean he would attack me if I... Okay, flip it over. I'm in my cave, and he's trying to pull me out of my cave, telling me that I'm the one doing all these things. Yet the text that we have and his repeated accusations. I have repeated accusations as well. Drunk out of his mind, alcoholic. Could have been joking, lying. Let's assume he wasn't lying about that. Shouldn't allow external stuff like that to influence. That would be a fallacy. It's a genetic one. Can't tell. Cannot tell. However, continuing to do these things after you're told, that is beyond foolish.
You're lucky. If If I hadn't caught you, Corypheus would have.
Mm-hmm.
I was hired by a third party. I've no loyalty to him. Might you find that useful, your worship?
I'm
You
sorry,
still
are
help
you attempting
Corypheus, you
to
idiot.
bargain with us?
Bargain? I plead. I throw myself on your mercy. I also have friends in Tevinter who owe me large debts. Leave what happened in the approach behind us, Inquisitor, and I can put them all at your disposal.
If I take him in... Alright. I can't throw him in jail. That would be dumb. There's no use for that. He was hired. He's a mercenary. He was, quote-unquote, just doing his job. Low moral standards. If I give him back to Corypheus, Corypheus will eat him alive. That's death. Death, jail, imprisonment, torture, essentially. Torture or Corypheus, neither of these are what my character would do. My character is... she's hope. She sees the good in people. To hire him is to excuse his behavior, allowing him to go free. Working for me for free would be a torture. Ooh, that is a personal torture. An informant on probation. An informant. Continue working for Corypheus. No. I cannot help my enemy in any way whatsoever. And giving me information, you're garbage. I want him as a smuggler.
Someone who can smuggle magical artifacts to Tevinter and back shouldn't be wasted on court diplomacy. Bring those artifacts back to the Inquisition. Procure something really useful and we might loosen the shackles.
Your worship knows value when she sees it. I won't disappoint.
Uh-oh. Sarah, yeah. Sarah just wants to see these guys dead. Cole, oh man. Come on, Cole. You can't kill everything. Ridiculous. Why does Cole want to kill everything? There's something wrong with that boy. Spirit boy? Boy spirit? Whatever. There's nothing wrong with him. He just wants to kill everything. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is my... Let's see if we can show her makeup. No. The way I see it is, she's a dwarf, and this is actual gold on her face. If I could just get her in the light. Damn you, advanced lighting mechanics from 2014. I think it looks good. There we go. Oh man, they got the fire effect going. Look at that. You can clearly tell that fire is not making it, but... So, the way the lighting in this game works, at least as far as I understand, her cells are brightening. It's not that there is light coming from the fire. So there is no polygons traveling from that flame over to her. Instead, she is the one that's brightening and darkening. Some games, see, like, if I get close enough, nothing. This one, however, I don't know if this one is making actual light or not. Oh shit, it actually might. You can usually tell by the tip, if the tip, the brightening and the darkening has to go in line with the, see, that's the thing. They could also be tricking you by Making the brightening. Hey, we're back full circle. Can't tell. It could be brightening and darkening based on its own animation. In other words, it has nothing to do with the polygons traveling over to you and then you reacting to the lighting. It could just be distance to it and however and pre-recorded animation getting bright and dark. You can't tell the difference. I can't tell the difference between this guy, whether or not he's just giving pre-recorded shit in his head, or if he's being genuine and he's actually like communicating with me. Can't fucking tell. Can't fucking tell. Ah, what's the name of that Chinese thought experiment? The fucking Chinese thought experiment. Chinese room. Mary's room. Hey Mary. Freaking annoying. This game is so good though. I wish I would go back and retouch it. Remaster it or something. Fix a few of the graphic issues. But, you know, I easily overlook the graphic issues.
Inquisitor. Let's see what we have.
All right.
So I'm doing this character on Nightmare difficulty, trying to get the trophy for finish the game on Nightmare. And I thought, the best thing for me to do on Nightmare would be a warrior. Yeah, I'm a genius in this regard. It's going a lot smoother than I thought it would. I thought this would be something way harder, but it turns out I accidentally went into the really hard zone. Like, I think it was 10 levels above me, and that's one of the reasons why it was really hard. Once I got out of that zone, went into the normal zones, oh, game's been a breeze. Oh my gosh. The rogue character I have, bullshit. People have been saying that the archer is the easiest one. No, no, the warrior. They're just trash at playing this game. That's all. Oh my goodness, the warrior's the easiest one. This is busted with the warrior. Enemies can't attack you. They sit still. You murder them all. What's next? You block something. They get stunned. You gain guard. You knock everyone down. They can't hit you. They can't hit you. They can't hit you. You stun them. Those are 3 they can't hit you buttons. Here's another they can't hit you button. Stun for 3 seconds. They can't hit you. 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 That's 4 they can't hit you buttons. War cry. They can't do damage to you because they're surrounding you. Boom. You just gain guard. They can't touch you. Oh no. You lost your guard and it's on cooldown because it's 24-second cooldown. Oh, what are you gonna do? 24 seconds. Here you go. Livid. You gain damage reduction, damage bonus, and 20% guard for each nearby enemy. What does this one do? 20% guard for each enemy. What the fuck is this? What is this? It's this. It's the same shit. So what's the cooldown for this? 32 seconds. 24 seconds. So by the time you're about halfway done, maybe they took your guard off quickly. Oh no, you use this too? They took off your guard? You still need another 10 seconds? It's okay. Charging Bull gives you 10% guard per enemy. This is busted. How do people lose with this? This is so busted. On top of that, you bring with you this guy. For people who just want to play this game, who forgot how to play this game, just give him this. Max this out. Forget that. And just tell him to do whatever he wants. Yeah, these two things. Tell him to do whatever he wants, and that right there. Just say, hey, do whatever you want, Solus. He'll help you. You'll be fine. And bring with you two other. Just here's a shield. Someone who's just gonna live. She'll survive through everything. It's fine. Bring her to kill demons and seal rifts. This guy if you want to do damage. This guy if you're terrified and you want to survive. He's gonna hold the line. He's literally a walking fortress who's gonna be a line in the sand. The man is insane. You cannot beat him. That's pretty much this game. Lots of areas to go to. I haven't even roamed in these areas yet. I just finished this. Gotta beat that dragon down here. Oh, this game is so good. People are all on that Elden Ring and what's it called? I forgot the name of the game. Lost Souls? No, it has a Dead Souls? I have it on my PS3. What the hell is the name of the game? Everyone's all on that stuff, on that style game, but I don't know, I prefer this style game. You have to think in this. You don't have to think in those games. You just have to look at your enemy. And be like, alright, I memorized this pattern. Let's go. In this, you have to think about what you're gonna do, have some timing. Preference. Maybe I should play the other game. Alright. Time to go to the review.